What's going on, Broadnet? This is WRKJ296, and today I'm bringing you a video to show you how to use your Inrico B01 with Zello. So go ahead, open up Zello. If you haven't done so already, pair your Inrico with your phone. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. You'll hear that noise, then you'll hear that letting you know that you're connected. So you can just double check. I have two devices connected, B01 and my watch. And the first thing we're going to want to do now is go to options, go to PT or push to talk buttons, and I have two B01 Enricos like this on my phone. I own two, so I have both of them paired, but you'll see yours just pop up as one, so it'll be 01. And as you can see, it has hold to talk, meaning that when you press down the PTT and you start talking, you'll transmit. As soon as you release, it'll stop transmission. Okay. So now when you pair your Inrico mic to your Zello, if you look down here, audio mode. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't register as Bluetooth. Sometimes it stays as speaker. And so what happens is you'll talk into the Inrico microphone and it'll sound like you're far away. It doesn't sound like you're speaking directly into the mic. And that's because when you have it on speaker mode here, the microphone that's being used is the one at the bottom of the phone. So when you're talking, sometimes it could be mistaken because if your phone is nearby, your phone does a pretty good job at picking up your voice. So it sounds like it's coming, you're thinking it's coming from your Inrico B01, but in fact it's not, it's coming from your phone. And then sometimes you'll walk away from your phone thinking that, hey, I have the Inrico connected to my device, so I can leave my phone charging in the room or whatever it may be. And then you'll have someone come back to you and say, hey, you sound like you're 25 feet away, you sound like you're on the other side of the room. What's going on? Check your microphone. And then you go, that's weird, right? Because I'm talking 2-3 inches away from the mic, the Inrico. So you know, hey, that's strange. Anyway, it's happened to me. I'm sure it'll happen to you. You're not the first and you're not the last. So in order to fix that, you have to go in here and make sure that it says Bluetooth. Okay? Make sure it says Bluetooth. That way when you talk into the Inrico microphone, what you'll transmit through this microphone will be what will transmit into Zello. So we're going to be on Echo. Echo is your friend, guys. Use Echo. There's no real need. I've heard people on the Broadnet ask for a radio check when they're using Zello. Why, oh why? Zello gives you the option to go into show history, and it shows you the entire history of that channel. In my case, it's just me testing my mic and it repeating it back to me so I can see what it sounds like. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. All right, so we're going to go ahead and PTT, being that the Bluetooth is chosen here. Okay, we should get the audio that's coming in from the Inrico microphone. So I'm going to go ahead and try that.
Test 1 2 3. This is WRKJ. Testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. This is WRKJ. Testing 1 2 3.
All right, so as you can see, it sounds pretty good. It doesn't sound so bad. Just remember one thing: you have to go into your options, and remember under audio, play around with these levels. Okay, I've already set mine. This is what I have mine set to. I don't want to change it. Try not to use the recording amplifier and don't put it all the way up to 20. Don't put it up too high, because what happens is, in fact, let's put it up to 20 and I'm going to do the echo test and see what it sounds like. I'm going to do the same exact test. I'm just going to do it again.
Testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3.
All right, so as you can see, it sounds way overmodulated. It sounds really bad, and we're going to want to change that. So it sounds overmodulated. It sounds like you have super amounts of bass, and it's because of this recording amplifier. try to leave it at 0. If you're using the Inrico B01, leave the amplifier at 0. The reason I say that is because the Inrico already tends to have a little bit of more bass. So leaving it at 0 kind of works to your advantage. If you're using the, if you have it set to 20 and you're using the speaker version back here, if you go to speaker, leave it at speaker. That way the phone uses the phone's mic and not the actual Inrico B01 mic. Then you can go ahead into options and put the amplifier all the way up. What that does is it lets you use the microphone on the phone, but it gives you a much louder range. So even if you're far away from the phone, it'll still sound like you're close. I'm gonna actually demonstrate how that is now. So I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna walk away so that you can see what I mean. This is WRKJ296. I am walking away from the phone and I am now going into the next room, and it might still pick up, it might not. But you tell me what you think it sounds like. Does it sound like I'm right next to the phone, or does it sound like I'm all the way across the room? This is WRKJ296. I am walking away from the phone and am now going into the next room. It might still pick up, it might not. But you tell me. Sound like I'm right next to the phone, or does it sound like I'm all the way across the room? So as you can see, it definitely sounds terrible. It sounds like you're all the way on the other side of the house. Even with that 20% or that, excuse me, not the 20%, even with the increase of dB here. If you were to leave it at 0 and do the same test, you definitely wouldn't, it wouldn't work. It does a pretty good job at picking up your voice, so it's not so bad. So, but you will hear people on there and they'll go, oh, I'm using the new Inrico B01. Wow, the audio sounds amazing. People will respond, but it's mistaken. The audio from the B01 is actually not that great, but don't be mad at me for saying that. I'm going to So now we're on Bluetooth. I'm going to do the same exact test. I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to have the Inrico maybe about 2 to 3 inches away from my mouth so you can hear. You'll basically tell the difference. Here we go.
This is WRKJ296. I am currently holding the Inrico B01 about 3 inches away from my mouth. I am walking away. I am now in another room, and so now I'm going to let go of the test so you can see what it sounds like.
Alright guys, so as you can see, there are some settings you can play around with. Get to know the settings in your Zello. Don't be intimidated. I know a lot of people complain about Zello. It's only because Zello tends to keep updating their stuff, and they move stuff around a lot, and it kind of like, it's annoying because then you have to go and search for it. Another thing before I forgot to mention, here where it says Legacy Bluetooth Mode, make sure it's on. Don't leave it on auto, leave it on, because then that way you're able to use the Bluetooth here and it'll use the microphone on the Inrico as opposed to using the microphone on the phone. Alright guys, well, hopefully this helped. And just remember, just to reiterate a little bit on what I said before, if you're on the BroadNet and you want to know what you sound like, alright, don't go on BroadNet for a radio check, especially if you're on Zello. Okay? On Zello, you have Echo. It's one of your channels. If you go here, it's going to be one of your channels. As you can see on this list, I only have 4 channels. So go to Echo and use Echo as much as you want. Guys, use it to your advantage. This is WRKJ296. I hope this video helped. And that's it. I'm out. I'll talk to you guys on the BroadNet. 7-3s.